But look, social media, it is problem. Eh? When I should be drinking coffee, they will make me to come online. They don't want to have me to rest. But you know what? You know what? The spirit in me, the Biafra spirit in me, I said, when I told you, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is looking for 100 people, I promise that I have 50 in me. You have not seen anything. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. But, you know, as my own oru, I am a royal rucha. You understand? Till Biafra come. But today you are going to receive sense. The crypto, Nigeria crypto. As they are crippling your economy, they close border. They close the border. ESN came out automatically, you know, weaponized. It shocked them. It shocked them. They said, this border no work. Oh. This close of border no work. Oh. Now, how do we stop the funding now of this Sunday or Igbo? How do we stop the contribution? Let us stop the crypto. Because they were following Nigerians, southern Nigerians. Use crypto. We should open crypto. Use crypto. Don't use the Western Union. Don't use this. They say, so these people are doing crypto. Okay, let us slash them. Bah! They are not considering the economic impact of crypto. No. They are not considering how much the crypto is bringing to Nigeria economy. Their agenda is not to make Nigeria progress. No. They have a better agenda. Now you get the point. Now you get the point. My only problem is that why is it that you must wait? Was Thomas born in Nigeria? Is Thomas a Nigerian? Is Thomas in the Bible in Nigeria? Are you a lineage of Thomas? Are you a lineage of Thomas? All of you have Thomas blood in your vein. How did you get Thomas blood in your vein? That it must happen to you first before you understand. We hear more. In Anokia, you hear more kind of woo. When we are telling you, you don't know, we are telling you, even we are not prophets, but everything we have said, everything we open this mouth to say, if it don't happen today, it will happen tomorrow. I want you to go from the beginning of this struggle, from the beginning. In fact, even the one that we are not sure of, once God asks us to say it, we will say it and God will do it. Hey! Woo! I said, did you see the prayer? May God harden the heart of the leaders in Nigeria so that we will tell them, the world may know that Obi is no longer a boy. I remember when we used to read the history of the Greeks, the Greek god. I don't know, you know, of course you don't read all those things in Africa. The history of the Greek gods. Medusas. Medusa, they say Medusa is she look at when you look at Medusa, you turn.
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning, sir. Thank you very much. Your name and where you're calling us from, please. Oh, my name is Bright Daniel. I'm calling you from New York. Bright Daniel. It's a very beautiful name. Yes. Go ahead. Thank you. I have a question. Go ahead. My question goes like this. Is there in any way, this is just like a reassurance, because our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu, whom people were really hoping on, that when he will come back, that he will bring back Biafra. Yes. But lo and behold, he came back, and people lured him to Nigeria. Yes. People lured him to being, because to me, I still believe that Dim Odumegwu has not been buried. Because when I see them covering his coffin with Nigerian flag, I feel so bad. So my question to you is this. Is there in any way that you will be ever lured into agreeing to anything Nigerian? That's number one question. No, hold on to your questions, because we are going to have a conversation. You raised an issue that I've been expecting people to raise for a long time. Sometimes maybe we forget, or when we call, we become over exuberant and we forget. You have raised, keep your other questions, don't forget them, please. Let me answer this one you've just raised. Our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu was in Ivory Coast. Even as a child, I was hoping, the stories my father used to tell me, I felt that one day this Messiah is going to come, excuse me, from Ivory Coast and save everybody. That was what I used to think as a child. I used to think that the Chukwu will come back one day and all of us will be saved, right? It didn't happen that way. And I will tell you what happened. It is exactly what they have tried to do to me. Exactly the same thing. I had meeting with governors and with some elders. They said you must renounce. Oh my God, that's a way you do it. You do this, you do that, you do that. You contest, you float political party. You have the followership. People will vote you in. Maybe you can become a senator, or maybe you have your state governor. You know the same rubbish. And I said no. They asked me why am I saying no? Why do I keep saying? I said to them, because the man that I revere and respect, Dim Odumegwu, you promised him the same thing. He came back. He was then and still till now the most popular man in the whole of the zoo political space in Nigeria. He came back in Nnewi. He lost election to a non-entity. Senatorial election, he contested and he failed. They rigged him out. I know those who were instrumental in rigging out Ojukwu. So the same thing they're asking us to do now, IPOB, they asked our leader to do Ojukwu. He did it and they rubbished him, they messed him up. You know what the Fulani said after that? They said, oh, look at the man you call your icon. He's your leader, he's your general, he led you in war. Look at him, ordinary Nnewi senatorial district, he couldn't win. He failed to the man called Onwudiwe. Go and look at it anywhere. So that you see, I am a student of history. I allow myself to be guided by history, what has happened in the past. But when they call BBC to talk about their rubbish Igbo presidents for that college, they never remind them that our leader came back, they lured him into zoo politics. That was why I said no to zoo politics. But you know one thing our people are very good at? Once they give you advice that is wrong and you say no, they will go and say, oh, he doesn't listen to people, he doesn't want to hear he doesn't listen to advice. Whenever they're saying somebody doesn't listen to advice, it's because that person has failed to compromise. These are the things I want our people, our hardcore Biafrans to understand, because they are the ones that will lead us to freedom, not all the flavors by the side. It is the hardcore that will lead us to freedom, not the idiots by the side. Do you understand? No, they have given me everything and I said no. They came to DSS to give me, I said no. They came to prison, I said no. They came to my house, I said no. They called me governor's meeting, I said no, I don't want anything. All I want is freedom. All I want is Biafra. Why do you think I had issues with Chief Nyawodo? Why? Why do you think I had issues with him? Because of the same thing. And I said, that way people are going, Ojukwu went that way. They rubbished him. Look at Imo State. See what they did to him in Imo State. The same political process. You join, you after a while, you vote. After voting, they declare whoever they like as their winner, and that's the end of the game. So I will never join any zoo politics. I will never stop fighting for Biafra. Listen to me very carefully. My father, my mother died as a result of this. I have lost men as a result of this. IPOB family members that I was close to have died. They did not die for one Nigeria. They did not die for Nigerian party politics. They died fighting for freedom. And that freedom we are going to get on their behalf.
Understand that the liberation of Biafra has entered the highest stage in the history of Biafra. Not even during the war. I am telling you, it has entered the highest stage ever. And we are going to do everything humanly possible in this life to restore Biafra. Everything humanly possible will be done. And I want you people to understand that the Biafra liberation is step by step, segment by segment, plan by plan, executions by execution. We'll be executing those plans according to the template till the last one. And Biafra.
Let us go talk about the objective of your struggle and how do you intend to achieve it in practical terms?
In practical terms, it is civil disobedience. The same way that Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. accomplished civil rights in America, the same way that Mahatma Gandhi led India to independence out of British colonial rule, the same principles we are applying, and might I add, very successfully too. We will do everything possible to unravel and unshackle the zoo called Nigeria. Everything humanly possible. No stone will be left unturned. We will sacrifice everything sacrificable. Material, life, blood will throw into.
And we will do everything humanly possible to see the Biafra exit.
To scuttle the independent state of Biafra. You all remember during Uwazulike's time, they come in different format. During Nnamdi Kanu's time, they came in different format. During Simon Ekpa's time, they are here now in a different format. Biafrans, use your tongue and count your teeth. The Southeast governors, South governors, we continue to use these individuals to make it look as if there is a parallel government. There is no parallel government. There's only one United States of Biafra.
Exactly.
This thing you see they are doing, that is what Tinubu and Bianco Ojukwu has paid them to do. When you support them, you are supporting the destruction of the mandate. And what is the mandate? I want to explain what the mandate is. Those of you that have listened to the voice recording that was sent, where the Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, has said that we, I know he called me, but it is all of us, we must protect the mandate. That voice recording is pinned on my Twitter space. Go and listen, my Twitter page. Go and listen to that. Protect the mandate. Keep it separate from all the crazy shit they do. Protect the restoration of the United States of Biafra. That is the message from our Prime Minister Obatobie Simon Ekpa.
Mandate.
Whatever they are doing, whether they are doing IPOB, whether they are doing Briggy, whether they are doing whatever, the Prime Minister have told us, protect the mandate. And what is the mandate? when I asked this individual the question, what
Biafra.
is mandate? What is mandate? I asked, there are two questions. Is it the New Dimension mandate? Is it the United States of Biafra Declaration?
United States
And
of
this
Biafra
individual
Declaration.
told me, both. Both. Go and listen to that voicemail. She said, both. That was the message from our Prime Minister. Both. What does both mean? Both means the New Dimension mandate and the United States of Biafra. The Prime Minister have told us to specifically protect that mandate. Nobody must go near. Nobody should tamper with that.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I have to bring that for Biafrans to know is that many Biafrans are being deceived, but get it clear from me. I don't hear about any Biafra that thinks they are being deceived. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, I'm still on the pipeline for now. Oh, there is two people. Oh, there is two government. I tell those Biafrans, go to your house, lock yourself up and sleep for the next 10 years. I don't care. Biafrans don't care. If you have been truly following the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, you can never, ever be confused. You can never, ever say, oh, COS have to talk to me before I know where to go. No, that means you never really followed Obatobia. Never. You never really followed him. You were just there pretending as if you're following Obatobia. Then in this slightest moment of trial, you failed. You fell apart. Despite what you've worked for in the past. We are not going to waste our second. We're not going to waste our time trying to convince. Biafrans here, please do not waste your moment convincing anybody. Let us focus on building the money we need to defend Biafra land. And the Biafra Secretary of Defense, the Department of Defense are doing that every second. And they are not on air. You're not going to see them on Twitter.
Welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world, wherever you're watching from. We have come once again to update you on things that are going on. Thank you for joining wherever you're joining from. Please like and share. Like and share the program to all platforms. Share to family and friends. Share to everyone that is close to you. Because we have come once again to update you and keep you in touch. Make sure you are focused on the real thing, protecting the mandate. This is the assignment that we have been given by the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, to make sure we uphold the mandate, hold it tight until he joins us very soon. Wherever you are in Biafra land, wherever you are across the world as a Biafran, you have the responsibility to protect the mandate, to make sure you follow the United States of Biafra under Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the COS, and to uphold and keep strong, sponsor, and strengthen the United States of Biafra. That is the mandate you must have to follow. I thank every Biafran who have adhered to the Deputy Prime Minister and all the instructions so far. We saw that the criminals who came out and began to talk about sit at home, who try to make themselves relevant, Biafrans have shown them that they are irrelevant. These are a bunch of clowns who are just there to confuse the Biafrans, to delay our restoration of Biafra, to make Biafra a laughing stock, but the Biafrans have shown them the door. Biafrans have shown them the door once again, and they have no place in our midst. Whatever they are doing, whatever they are saying, whatever they are, they have no place in our midst, and we will continue to throw them to the dustbin where they belong. Every Biafrans must continue to support the government of Biafra. You must continue to follow the order of the government. Support the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, who our Prime Minister have chosen as the surrogate, to stand in for him until he joins us. And I know that our Prime Minister is going to join us. Whatever propaganda you are hearing there, it is not going to be for too long. On the side of our Prime Minister and his situation in Finland, No matter how corrupt Nigeria is, and no matter how they delay him, there are still some sensible people out there. And in no distance time, our Prime Minister is going to join us again. We know that the delay is painful. We know that the delay is painful. The way they are pushing hand the back of time, we know where we would have been today if Mazi Samanekwa was with us. But the enemies knew. They knew how fast we are, and that is why they try to slow us down. Today, our Prime Minister has no case to answer in Finland, just like our Supreme Leader has no case to answer in Nigeria. It is just the same scenario. Exactly the same thing. What is happening to our Supreme Leader in Nigeria is what is going on in the case of our Prime Minister in Finland. First of all, they said terrorism. Later on, they dropped terrorism. They said it's money laundering. Later on, they dropped money laundering. And today, they are talking about he's answering his law title, that he's bearing a title that he's not supposed to have. Something that has never been tried or tested in any law court in Finland. For the very first time, they are raising this because of our Prime Minister, Mazi Samanekwa. But I bet you, at the end of the day, justice will be served. Chukwu Okukabiyama is not sleeping. And we know our Prime Minister is a man who is born for this very mission. He has been destined to fight and win, and he has never lost a battle. In the same way he has been winning all battles, he's going to win this one very, very soon. We must have to continue to pray for him. Pray for our Deputy Prime Minister who is standing in for him. Continue to obey. Support the liberation of Biafra wherever you are. Whatever contribution, you don't wait until the day of fundraising. The donation is open. Go there and donate for the defense of our land. The government of Biafra is making preparation to make a great move to defend our land. The Liberation Army of Biafra are there preparing for the major move. And I bet you, in a very short time, you are going to hear the news. And you'll be glad of what you're going to hear. So wherever you are as a Biafran, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Okukabiyama to continue to pay attention. Do not allow anybody to blackmail you or push you into doing something that is not right. This government is built on the rule of law. Every single thing that the government is doing is based on the rule of law. And we will continue to follow it according to international law until we get back home very, very soon. My fellow Biafrans, as always, I am going to share with you the morning program, which most of you missed. You know, we always bring that morning program so that those who were not able to join us in that morning program can connect and get some information. So I will take you to that morning program so that we can join and now go from there to see the view of Biafrans and the way forward and information that you need to get. Let's watch. Saw that voice message, they came to make themselves relevant with that seat at home. And I know my fellow Biafrans will feed them with a cup they deserve. There is no seat at home today in Biafra land. There will not be any tomorrow. Our seat at home remains the Monday seat at home for now. Whenever there is going to be any seat at home, the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, is going to announce it by herself in her platform because she is the only one that has the right to announce short. She is the only one that has the right and the authority to announce such. And when you look at the screen, you are going to see her response to that, their foolishness and idiotic announcement. What you are seeing on screen is from the platform of our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, Chief of Staff, interim. It says, breaking, there is no seat at home in whole Biafra land on Thursday, 13th, being today, and Friday, 14th of February, 2025. There is no such thing. 13th and 14th is not a seat at home anywhere in Biafra land. And she went ahead to say, we have only the Monday sit at home at this time. At this time, we only observe the Monday sit at home. She went further to say, Soludo, Uzodema, Mba, etc. We pay the price for innocent Biafrans murdered in Biafra land. Thanks, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, COS, Shook Deputy Prime Minister. You have said it. This announcement is coming directly from her own platform. You can see her name, verified account. From her verified account, that is where the information is. I have always told people to try and connect to her verified account so that you'll be getting information at all times. It will not be nice that people will be telling you things all the time, or you'll be confused. Why some of us are getting confused or listening to wrong messages? Because you are not following event. You are not following event. If you are following events, you will know what is happening. Just like some who are always calling on the government to do this and do that. Government have the rule of engagement on how to do things. And our government has never been dormant or lazy doing anything at any time. In fact, every one of us know the speed of Master Simon Ekpa. Master Simon Ekpa works a multitasker. He'll be doing 10 things at the same time. He never get tired. He works around the clock. And that is the same step Dr. Ngozi Orabueze is taking today. Working round the clock. Working round the clock. And for some of you who don't know how busy he is, I want you to listen to this update that she just gave. This update is also going to encourage you as a Biafran to know that our government is not just sitting back and watching what is happening. Our government is busy doing what they are supposed to do. This is another update that came up yesterday. It says, today, February 12th, that was yesterday, February 12th, 2025, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze is speaking. Today, February 12th, 2024, that was yesterday, I made a formal report to the FBI, Atlanta, Georgia, on the suppression, operation, killings of unarmed innocent Biafrans by Nigerian President Tinubu, Christopher Musa, and people like Bianca Ono. This is the step she has taken. For some of you who think that the Deputy Prime Minister is just doing nothing and she's there, this is one of the steps that she has taken. She made a formal report to the FBI. She went to the FBI, made a formal report at FBI, Atlanta, Georgia. I informed them about our independence in Lati, Finland on November 29th, 2024. Our PM Simon Ekpa, our leader Nnamdi Kanu, and how Nigerian is truncating our independence. This is a formal report she made to the FBI. So when you see her come and speak and say we should stop hiding, that we are in a government, when we say we are in a government, there is no need for you to hide. You can't be wearing mask and you be representing government. You can't be hiding under your keyboard and representing the government. What government are you trying to represent? When we are talking about taking charge of our land, you have to make yourself visible. And when she say it, you think she just say it and go to sleep. She is going forward to do what she says in action. And you can see her going up to FBI to make a formal report of the atrocities of Nigerian government in Biafran territory. And the name of Christopher Musa, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Bianca Ono mentioned the name because they are the ones pushing these atrocities against our people. And she also mentioned the case of our Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa, the intimidation that he is facing in Finland, the injustice. She mentioned the injustice against our school, Master Nnamdi Kanu, and how Nigeria is truncating our independence because From 29th of November 2024 onwards, we became a sovereign nation. And that is why we are telling the military of Nigeria to leave our territory. If they don't, we will force them to leave because they are invaders. They are occupying forces, and we will send them packing by all means possible. And she went ahead to say, all information was well received and documented by FBI. For those calling my number or any innocent Biafran number using fake phone number and pretending to be FBI, the radar is on you. You see, there are some of those idiots. They come and call us secretly to threaten you. They make you be afraid. They are calling us. I get some of those calls sometimes. They will hide their car and they say FBI from this. They are watching you. That mad people everywhere. Mad people everywhere. Every single number you use to make those idiotic calls, they will all be tracked. And every one of you will go down. You think you can threaten Biafrans and get away with it? Or you think you can threaten our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze? You don't know what is coming. Now she's making it open. And you know, Twitter is not like Facebook or other social media network. Twitter is where the whole world are. FBI have their own platform there. All the people that matters in the world have their own platform. And they are seeing what she posted. For those of you who will say, oh, she just wrote it. You don't just form something about FBI and you post it in public. You don't. Not on Twitter, at least. But when you see her post this, you will know how serious the government is, how serious she is in her duty. So for those calling her number or any innocent Biafran number using fake phone numbers and pretending to be FBI, the radar is on you. You can imagine. They call our Deputy Prime Minister to threaten her. They call our Deputy Prime Minister to threaten her, to make her run away or to make her scared. Now you know. You know. She has made the report up to the right place and settled the grievances of the Biafra. And we are talking about the Deputy Prime Minister of a country. United States of Biafra is a sovereign state and must be protected. Self-defense is our right. Thanks, Dr. Orabueze, COS, Deputy Prime Minister, United States of Biafra. That is it. So for those of you who think that it is business as usual, or we are coming here to entertain you or for jokes, you better think again. You better think again and retrace your step from your idiocy, from your stupidity, and from your animalistic tendencies. This one is the update we read yesterday, and I believe many Biafrans were here when I read this update yesterday. This is one of the most important things I have done this time around. One of the greatest moves that the government of Biafra made. And that is the beauty of this government of Biafra, making everything official and documented. It is not just by talking church or chore, you talk and go to sleep. No. The government is taking actions. This very article you are seeing here, Dissolution of Biafra Republic Government in Exile, BRICI, is a very important key. And for those idiots who think that they can use BRICI to defraud Biafrans, who think that they can continue to distract the United States of Biafra, watch your back going forward. Your case has been handled properly and placed where it should be, including the lawyers they are using. Those idiotic lawyers who think that Biafrans are just like other blacks who do not know their rights, who think that we don't know our rights. You don't know what is coming. This is a very powerful article that was dropped Biafran Tower government of the United States of Biafra. It is a very powerful one. One of the strongest things that has been done so far. And any of them that know how some brain will run going forward. Any one of them that still have some little brain in them, but I know pride will not allow them. Pride will not allow them. Asị na ọnwụ ga-egbu nwa nkịta anaghị ekwu ya n'isi nsị. Ọnwụ ga-egbu nwa nkịta anaghị ekwu ya n'isi nsị. The warning has come. And the government is so lenient. I'm very proud of this government. Carrying everybody along. So you wouldn't give an excuse and say, oh, you didn't know. Oh, you were not told. Oh, you thought this or you thought that. Everything is made clear in the open. Just like our prime minister someone was doing. Everything is in the open. Dissolution of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Brigade. I will read it again. For those who were not here when I read it yesterday, or some people who have not had the time to read it, you hear that it has been dissolved, but you're not paying attention. I will read it again. It is resolved that the Biafra Republic government in exile, Brigade, is hereby dissolved as its reason for existence has been superseded by the November 29, 2024 Declaration of Restoration of the Independent United States of Biafra. From the moment Biafra was declared on 29th, the use for Brigade has been achieved. And now we have a superior level going forward with the United States of Biafra. And he went further to say, all assets of Biafra Republic government in exile and its affiliates, Brigade Corporation, ID 327-57271, shall be transferred to the Secretary of State of the United States of Biafra. So, wherever you are, if you have any property of the Brigade, you have anything that is affiliated with Brigade, any of our assets, liquid assets, or anything that belongs to Brigade, prepare to return it back. Immediately, return it back. Transfer it to the Secretary of State of the United States of Biafra. It is a warning. Don't say you were not told. Don't say you didn't hear. Do not say you didn't hear. All officers of former exiled government shall report to their counterparts with United States of Biafra for reassignment. All activities of Biafra Republic government in exile shall cease as of February 15th, 2025. The ones you have done before, thank you very much. From February 15th, 2025, anything you do with that name, Brigade, Republic government in exile, Biafra Republic government in exile, anything you do with that name from February 15th going forward becomes criminality, becomes fraud, and the government will come after you at the due time. Don't say you were not warned. Do not say you were not told. It is signed by the Secretary of State, Engineer Christian Udonzo, for government of the United States of Biafra, Ebube Capital Territory. Approved by Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, acting head of state and deputy prime minister, on behalf of the head of state, Prime Minister Simon Ekpa Njogo. Well signed and sealed. Don't say you didn't hear. Don't say you were not told. Don't say you are taken by surprise. The warning has come. You might not have the opportunity to hear this again. Now that you have the opportunity, use it wisely. Maybe before you say you don't know, Or maybe before you think that the government is ignorant, you'll be jumping from one social media network to the other, trying to play with the Biafran money, trying to play with Biafran account and documents and all official documents of the Biafran government in exile. You have no excuse to give anymore. You have no excuse to give anymore. My fellow Biafran that are watching, anywhere you are watching this program, I urge you to please pay attention, like and share. Very, very important. There is no sit at home. 13th, 14th February. Not sit at home. Our sit at home remains only on Monday for now. What we have is Monday sit at home and nothing else. The United States of Biafra is doing everything they can to see that our land is protected. If you're one of those ignorant people who doesn't know how government works, if you're one of those ignorant people who wants everything to be spelled out to him or her in ABC, you wait until thy kingdom come. The only thing you have to do today is to continue to support and pray for the government of Biafra. Do your own part and allow the government to do theirs. If you're one of those who is asking the government to begin to spell things out for you in ABC, you don't know what it takes in governance, and you don't know what governance is all about. Every government has its policy. Every government has its secrets. Even in your own family, the you that is watching me, in your own family, there are certain things that your parents will never tell you. There are certain information that your parents will never give to you. And most of those information might be for your own security. There are some information that at your age or as your person, when your parents look at you and say that you can't digest this information, it doesn't matter how truthful or how important, they will not tell you. There are some information that parents hold until on their dying day. There are some information that people will hold it, parents will hold it in their family. Nobody will hear it until their dying day. Some of them in their dying bed, when they see that the time has come, they will call the family and begin to tell them things that you never imagined existed. And while you were not told about these things, sometimes it's for security reasons, for your own security. And Mazin Nandekan also made this statement in one of his speech. He said, Mazin Nandekan said it. I'm going to look for that clip and play it. That it is only him that knows everything when it comes to this very restoration of Biafra. Then, when he was with us and in charge, he said, I am the only one that knows everything. That you might be in the leadership, you might be in the leadership of the struggle. You might be part of whatever title, you might be anything you call yourself. You might be in any position, but yet you know nothing. Mazin Nandekan went further to say that those things, it is not that he doesn't want to say it or because he wants to look down on you. No. That he's keeping those information away is for your own good, for your own security. That is one thing that some of us fail to understand. There are some information you will have. It will become a danger to your life. There are some information you will have. You can no longer function like a normal human being. No matter how truthful it is. This is one thing that some of us have to understand. That is why every government of the world have their secrets. The United States, the United Kingdom, France, the Chinese, the Indians, all these strong nations, There are certain information you can never lay your hand upon until you become the first class citizen. Until you become the number one citizen. There are some information you will never know, even though you are in the corridor of power. There are some information you will never know until you become number one citizen. And those information is passed from one number one citizen to the other. A secret that they never release. It is not because it is a lie. It's not because it is true. But it is an information that can endanger people's life. It is not everybody that can manage. There's some information you will bring out, no matter how truthful it is going to make people lose their life. Some information are kept out for you, for your own sake, for you to be safe. For your mental capability. For you to be mentally sound, there are some information that will be kept away from you. For you to think right, there are some information that will be kept away from you. I brought it down to tell you that even in our various families, there's some certain secret of the family that is only with the father, sometimes only with the father and the mother. Only the parents knows about it and no one else. In some cases, the man alone, only the man alone, the man of the house, we have that secret. And I can tell you sometimes even the women have it. And their husband will not know. It is not because they hate the husband. It is not because they don't love the family. It is not because there is something wrong with it. But because these informations are delicate. The person you're about to tell this information might not be able to digest it. They will not understand it. They will not understand it. Every one of us, all we have to do today is to continue to support the government of Biafra. Try as much as you can in your own way to give the utmost support to the government of Biafra. Our government is at war. Many of us have seen what is happening in Biafra land. What is going on in Biafra land is not a child's play, it's not a joke. And we have to concentrate on that, on how to overcome our enemies. They have come to kill, to steal, and to destroy. They have consistently continued to attack Biafra land. And our Liberation Army are resisting them. There is war going on in Biafra land. Whether you believe it or you don't believe it. It is very sad that some of us do not want to believe these things. They are waiting for it to happen to them before they believe. Some of us are waiting until our own home is attacked before we begin to reason. It is sad. Why do we have to wait until it happens to us before we begin to reason? Why? Why? Why do we have to wait until these things happen to us directly before we will now believe? When we say there is war going on in Biafra land, people think we are making it up. It is not being made up. This is the truth and nothing but the truth. No matter how bitter it is, no matter how it sounds in your ear, it is a fact that it has not happened in your own village yet. Does not mean it's not happening. That it has not happened in your own village yet does not mean that it's not happening. There is war going on in Biafran territory as we speak. the Zoological Republic government and their military, they are attacking Biafra land from different fronts. They are bombarding Biafra land on different fronts. But Chukwu Okike Abiama, in his infinite mercy, is protecting our land. And our Liberation Army are doing what they have to do. When we talk about this issue, some of us do not understand. That is why sometimes we extract some pictures and post online for people to see what is actually going on. When we come online, we say there is war going on in Biafra land. Some people think it's a made-up story. But we have several video evidence to back up all these claims. There are videos to back up our claims. How can you explain in a place there's no war? You see armored tanks. What you are seeing is armored tank in an area supposedly where there's no war. How do you explain that? How do you explain this in an area where there is no war? You see armored tank entering into an area. Not one, not two, not three. And the Biafran soldiers are engaging them with Obidi. This is what our Liberation Army is fighting every day. Some of you will not understand what they're going through. That is why we are so emotional when you begin to go to drag them into the social media. That is why we are so emotional. That is why we are so worried about it. What you are watching and what you are seeing is what is going on in Biafra land as we speak. The Liberation Army is facing the heat. Innocent people are losing their life in Biafra land. And in the midst of this warfare you are watching, for those who are from YouTube, you can see it. Those who are watching me on TikTok and those who are listening from Facebook, you will not see the video. But most of you must have seen the video on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, you are going to see this video. Or try and go to my platform on Twitter or the platform of the government on Twitter. You are going to see these videos of what is going on, the attack that is from the Zoological Republic terrorists that call themselves military in a civilian area. So when we come and say that the war going on, it is not just a made-up story. And Chukwu Okike Abiama is helping our Liberation Army every day to overcome the challenges. And no matter how they try, we will continue to overcome them and we will continue to defeat them. A lot is happening. A whole lot is going on. But we, the Biafrans, we must not give up. We must not retreat. We must not surrender. Look at what you are seeing here is some of the sign of the attack. What you are seeing on the ground there are bullets that are being fired towards our Liberation Army. These are weapons that the Zoological Republic government is using on our Liberation Army. And they don't stick to the Liberation Army. The same weapon you are seeing here is what they use against civilians. They use the same against civilians. But I bet you they are getting it to woto. Because Chukwu Okike Abiama never sleeps. Chukwu Okike Abiama is protecting his children. They are receiving woto in the midst of this war. And I bet you they will never go home safe. Just as Mazen Nandekan have promised them and prayed that anyone that enters Biafra land to take innocent life will never return alive. They will never have a home to return to. No matter whom you are, and you come to Biafra land to take life, at the end of the day, you will not have a home to return to. while you are busy chasing the innocent Biafrans, your own home will be invaded and will be taken over. These are the arms they are using against the Biafrans. You see bullets scattered on the ground. No matter what they do, no matter the force they put to stop us, they can never succeed. The more they try, the more they will continue to fail, and we will continue to move forward. But every Biafran, wherever you are, you must be security conscious. You must be security conscious now. You must be security. Mind where you go. Mind how you move, because the enemy is already there. Not at the door. Enemy is there already. They know that we will not stop. They know that they will not win us. But they will do everything humanly possible to distract us and create fear. You must not exhibit any fear as a Biafra. Remember the word of Mazen Nandekano. Mazen Nandekano said, we are fearless in the presence of our enemy. We are fearless in the presence of our enemy. Don't allow anything to demoralize you. What they are trying to do is to make us afraid. What every Biafran has to know, and the most important thing is to have to know that we are in a state of war. Every Biafra must know that we are in a state of war. If you continue to pretend that nothing is happening, they are going to take you out. The earlier you prepare yourself, focus and pay attention to every single event that is happening in your area. That is the only way you'll be safe. Do not ignore any information. Wherever you are, let your people know that there is war going on in Biafra land. We have spoken about it, but people don't seem to pay attention. That is why sometimes we allow some other people to use other means to pass this information. Maybe they understand. If you're a pastor, a reverend, imam, wherever you are, add your voice. I thank God that some reverend sisters that are living in the Western world are adding their own voice and telling the world about the war. Everybody should rise up and do the same. Let us listen to this. With humor, we can equally share this message.
Many can demand matter no gonada. Strapusi by hapusi ni here, prosperity, progress, onwere olu no la na ndi ni no go dakata hancha no ntitore. Gbazie ndị mmadụ ha je ekwadobe ọgụ ndị ụka gba na people so kwadobe ọgụ unu akpozira Wednesday Tuesday Wednesday unu ekpezi na aka unu akwụrụ ọtọ aka unu adịrọ ọchị unu ekpezi na Chukwu arapụgoro unu ụka na ọgbara unu agwa na ya ga-arapụ unu n'ụlọ nsọ awa and ọ rapụgo unu na akakwụrụ ebe a na-akụ aka unu na-akụ dị empty unu akụzi na onwerezi aka unu na-enye nkịta unu akụzi na ebe pastor na-anọ na jet na-agba n'elu ndị na-akụrụ ya egwu anaghị n'ala na-akụ egwu ọnọ n'elu ebe pastor ga-anụrụ biri ezigbo ụlọ esi ya na-ekwu ya ụmụ ogbenye atụ ego jewe na-agbagharị efu ya na jeneretọ ma ogbe ihe ache mụ na sọnụ bụ atụrụ eji chụọ aja kedu ka esi wee were ụnụ chụọ aja na aka ndị jiri ụnụ chụọ aja mma ejiri gị chụọ aja na-agba moto 7 million 10 million naira ikpana ihe eje eluigwe ịnwe na ndị ụka ịfọ na enwe ebunu ga-eje ndị si ndị ụka onwere ebunu na-eje o onwekwa ebunu na-eje o bikọz na-edekwara edekwuo na ọgaranya ije enugwe dị ka anyịnya ịga na agala igwe and ngo abụọ ọgaranya onwere ebe ị na-eje marakwa na onwe ebe ị na-eje and ikwana ka idodo ndị mmadụ ebe a gbana anyị ji akwadobe ọgụ onye bụrụ na ọmụ maka o nwere eso ụmụ ya debe n'ọgụ na-ada ọbụna egbe ka ị nwere edo egbe edo ezo n'ọgụ na-ada ọbụna ọgwụ ka ị na-agwọta aji egwọta ọgwụ ụmụ Izrel jiri gwọọ ọgwụ na Baịbụl ama mụ na amakwa nke a na ndị ụmụ Izrel jiri ọgụ gụọ Baịbụl wee bụ na akọba bụ prosperity and ngwongwo na ngwongwo gwana ndị mmadụ na-alụ ọgụ na Baịbụl ihe niile ha na-agụrụ gị na Baịbụl ọbụ mmadụ anọ ebe jiri ọgụ agwaghị ha na ndị Filistia na-ewe lụọ Filistia na ọdị n'obodo oyibo ọrụ na-afụ ụwa ka ọ dị Filistia na ọdị n'eluigwe ụmụ Izrel ewee jekwa nke ekwute ụmụ Izrel mgbe anyị dị n'ụmụaka iche ma ụmụ Izrel ọ bụ na eluigwe ka ọ dị nekwa Izrel ebe enyi ya na-ekwu okwu ya obodo dị ya ọ bụ n'eluigwe ka ọ dị Jerusalem dị ebe enyi ihe niile na Filistia dị ebe enyi Corinthians ihe niile a na-agbaghị akwụkwọ ndị Kọrịntịa dịka edere ndị nke ihe na-abụ n'ụwa m na-aga na-abụ nọ ka o mee o ihe mere eme ebe a ihe mere eme and o nwere ndị o mere n'oge fa o mere ndị o mere n'oge fa so n'oge nke anyị a anyị ga-eje ọgụ kwadoni ọgụ na ọgụ na-ada gbabazienụ ndị mmadụ na ọgụ na-ada unu agbanwere ha weta ji weta rice weta nke a weta projekti unu enwere projekti ya zuo n'ike projekti gbana na nke emetere emetere ibegwodu gbana ndị mmadụ na ọgụ na-ada let people get ready because na ọgụ na-ada ihe akịta na-abụrụzikwa ọgụ ụmụazị ndị Igbo be anyị mụrụ na anya o ọgụ na-ada o a na-ekwu na ọgụ na-ada ma nkunu si aghọta nwụ na-aghọta ihe ịnọkọta na enwude ga-ebere isi onye ụka egburu isi eti na akpa awa onwe ihe unu menwu enwude onye isi ndị ka na-egburu isi tọwa onwe ihe imenwu abịa n'ihu gara nwunye gara ụmụ gị niile brezi igwe ucha ebere arabiri igbubere onwe ihe imenwu kwa estel fada gwa gị kụbakwa aka ịtọkwa ebe ihe na-akwa ka a na-agwa ụnụ ka abacha na-agwa onwe ihe imenwu onwe ihe anwa menwu a nakata egburu fada isi ha irisie blak kpagharịa rituo mgbe ibi nọ mgbe eji bido igbu fada ka ha ji wee bido na-akpagharị na-eme protest oge mbụ wezie gị n'ozi ọma na ọ ga-adịcha mma gịnị gwara gị na ọ ga-adị mma onye ifuru ka ọ na-anwụ anwụ isi ya na ọ ga-adị mma kemgbe ọ ga-adị mma tell people na-enwere ọgụ na ọgụ na-akwado ịda n'obodo ọgụ na-ada n'obodo gwanwe ndị mmadụ ha sevu ihe ha ga-eji wee gaa lụ ọgụ onye nwere ego were kashi gị tii n'akpa na-esevukwu kachi na be gị ọ na-abụ ọgụ ada ị na-enye ndị agha onye agha nwude gị inye ego ọ ga-avali ugodi ego ahụ inyere for the moment ọ gwa gị na-awa were ego a na-azụgodi onwe gị gba ị na-ejiri atụ ego a dị ijekwa na bankị anyị na na-amakwa na ịkpatakwa aka matakwa ị na-esevukwa ego biko na bankị ga-efelu onye ọbụla mgbe ahụ maka na ọgụ anyị adada kịta eklozuo bankị agụ ewe bee gị ebe agụ ewe pịawa agha azụ so ndị ụka ka nna-achị gwa nka gbanị ndị mmadụ na ọgụ na-ada unu ekụziri ihe ọzọ na-agwa ha na ọgụ na-ada ọ maka ihe na nwudebeghị n'aka ka iji ekweta na na-eme a na-enwute ndị mmadụ n'aka ọgụ na-ada ọgụ na-ada and ọgụ a ga-ada ihe edere na baịbụl emere ụnụ kunu mata na ọya ada mana onwe onye chọrọ ịnụ ya kịta maka ọ dịghị ka na-azụta ego n'ime ahịa ọgụ na-ada tell people na-akwado ịlụ ọgụ ịgwaziri ihe iyi na-ezi ya from January to December.
Sorry for that obstruction. You know, we always have such attack most of the time. We have some attack and we will overcome them. They cannot stop us. We will continue to preach this message and they must hear us. Whether they like it or not, they will hear us. We will continue to preach the message.
Many can matter no gonada. Strapuzi by Hapuzian here, pro here, prosperity, progress, or what all Nolan and the Nino go dark at a handshot on Titoring. But here in the mother had a Padobogo, Ndoka, Banner people, Super Dobogo. One was a Tuesday when I don't have Pesana, Akona, Akona, Roshuna Pesana, Chugara Pugoro, no, Canogarona, Niagara Puno, no Lonsa, Wa, and Dora Pugono, Nakakureba, and Akona empty. Una kuzina, umorozi akunu na-enye nkịta. Una akuzina, ebe pastor na na jet na-agba n'elu, ndị na-akụrụ ya egwu anaghị na-akụ egwu ọnọ n'elu. Ebe pastor ga-anụrụ obiri ezigbo ụlọ esi ya na-ekwu ya, ụmụ ogbenye atụ ego je na-agbagharị ya fuel na generator ma ogbe. Ihe ache mụ na sọ ba atụrụ eji chụ aja. Kedu ka esi wee were ụnụ chụ aja, na aka ndị jiri ụnụ chụ aja mma. Ejiri gị chụọ aja na-agba moto 7 million 10 million naira isikwana ihe eje eluigwe ịwa na ndị ụka ịfọ na enwe ebunu ga-eje ndị si ndị ụka onwere ebunu na-eje o onwekwa ebunu na-eje o bikọz na-edekwara edekwuo na ọgaranya ije eluigwe dị adị ka anyịnya ịga na agala igwe andị ngụ abụọ ọgaranya onwere ebe ị na-eje marakwa na onwe ebe ị na-eje andị ikwana ka ịdodo ndị mmadụ ebe a gbanị anyị ji akwadobe ọgụ onye bụrụ na ọmụ maka o nwere eso ụmụ ya debe n'ọgụ na-ada ọ bụ na egbe ka ị nwere edo ezo n'ọgụ na-ada ọ bụ na ọgwụ ka ị na-agwọta a ji egwọta ọgwụ ụmụ Izrel jiri gwọọ ọgwụ na baịbụl ama mụ na amakwa nke a na ndị ụmụ Izrel jiri ọgụ gụọ baịbụl wee bụ na akọba bụ prosperity and ngwongwo ngwongwo gwanị ndị mmadụ na-alụ ọgụ na baịbụl ihe niile ha na-agụrụ gị na baịbụl ọbụ mmadụ anọ ebe ejiri ọgụ agwaghị ha na ndị Filistia na-ewe lụọ Filistia na ọdị n'obodo oyibo ọrụ na-afụ ụwa ka ọ dị Filistia na ọdị n'eluigwe ụmụ Izrel ewee chekwa nke ekwute ụmụ Izrel mgbe anyị dị n'ụmụaka iche ma ụmụ Izrel ọ bụ na eluigwe ka ọ dị nekwa Izrel ebe enyi ha na-ekwu okwu ya Jerusalem obodo dị ihe ahụ ọ bụ n'eluigwe ka ọ dị Jerusalem dị ebe enyi ihe niile na Filistia dị ebe enyi Kọrịntịans ihe niile a na-agbaghị akwụkwọ ndị Kọrịntịa dịka edere ndị nke ihe niile abụ n'ụwa m na-aga na-abụ nọ ka o mee o ihe mere eme ebe a ihe mere eme and o nwere ndị o mere n'oge fa so n'oge nke anyị a anyị ga-eje ọgụ kwadoni ọgụ na ọgụ na-ada gbabazeni ndị mmadụ na ọgụ na-ada mụ na agwa mana ha weta ji weta rice weta nke a weta project unu eme na project ya zuo n'ike project gbada na nke emetere emetere ibegwodu gbada ndị mmadụ na ọgụ na-ada let people get ready because na ọgụ na-ada ihe akịta na-abụrụzikwa ọgụ ụmụazị ndị Igbo be anyị mụrụ na anya o ọgụ na-ada o a na-ekwu na ọgụ na-ada ma nkunu si aghọta mụ na na-aghọta ihe ịnakọta na enwude ga-ebere isi onye ụka egburu isi eti na akpa awa onwe ihe unu menwu enwude onye isi ndị ka na-egburu isi tọwa onwe ihe imenwu abịa n'ihu gara nwunye gara ụmụ gị niile brezi igwe ucha ibara arabiri igbubere onwe ihe imenwu kwa estel fada agwa gị kụbakwa aka ịtọkwa ebe ya na-akwa ka a na-agwa ụnụ ka abacha na-agwa ụnụ onwe ihe imenwu onwe ihe anwa menwu a nakata egburu fada isi ha irisie blak kpagharịa rituo mgbe ibi nọ mgbe eji bido igbu fada ka ha ji wee bido na-akpagharị na-eme protest oge mbụ wezie gị n'ụzọ ma na ọ ga-adịcha mma gịnị gwara gị na ọ ga-adị mma onye ifuru ka ọ na-anwụ anwụ isi ya na ọ ga-adị mma kemgbe ọ ga-adị mma tell people na-enwere ọgụ na ọgụ na-akpado ịda n'obodo ọgụ na-ada n'obodo gbanwe ndị mmadụ ha sevume ihe ha ga-eji wee gaa lụ ọgụ onye nwere ego were kaachị gị tii n'akpa na-esevukwu kaachị na be gị ọ na-abụ ọgụ ada ị na-enye ndị agha onye agha nwude gị inye ego ọ ga-avalụ ugodi ego ahụ inyere for the moment ọ gwa gị na-awa were ego a na-azụgodi onwe gị gbaa na-ejiri asụ ego adị ijekwa na bankị ahụ ị na-amakwa na ịkpatụkwa aka kpatụkwa ị na-esevukwa ego biko na bankị ga-efelu onye ọbụla mgbe ahụ maka na ọgụ anyị adada kịta eklozo bank agụ ewe bee ebe agụ ewe pịawa agha azụ so ndị ụka ka nnachi gwa nka gbani ndị mmadụ na ọgụ na-ada unu ekuzini ihe ọzọ na-agwa ha na ọgụ na-ada ọ maka ihe na-anwụdebe gị n'aka ka iji ekweta na ọ na-eme a na-enwude ndị mmadụ n'aka ọgụ na-ada ọgụ na-ada and ọgụ aga-ada ihe edere na baịbụl emere ụnụ ka unu mata na ọya ada mana onwe onye chọrọ ịnụ ya kịta maka ọ dị ka na-azụta ego n'ime ahịa ọgụ na-ada tell people na-akwado ịlụ ọgụ ịgwazara ihe ị na-ezi ya from January to December ofu ihe na-agwa ha ka ị na-agwa ha chenjere ha topik gwa na ha na ọgụ na-ada and na agụ some part na baịbụl ka ha wee kweta na ọgụ na-ada ịga na revelation ọgụ a na-ada na edere ya na ọ ga-ada mana ị na-alaik ịgụ revelation ọfụ eme ịgụ revelation ihe ebe ya agụ ebe dị gị important ebe ndị ụka ya nụ wee laik ya gị enye onye project Sunday enye nke ndị fa ndị Chelsea enye nke ndị Man U enye nke ndị General enyezie nke ndị a na-akpọ Jesus Zone ihe niile na-enyekọcha ya mgbe ọbụla ụnụ na-atọ na building ụnụ na-arụ nke ụnụ na-arụ nke ọrụ nke arụ nke arụ a na-arụkasị ihe na-arụ ụnụ tozi na rebuild onwezi anaghị emezi ihe ọfọ o rebuild ihe nke arụrụ ochie arụgharịkwa ya nke arụmekọta ekpughepịa akụ ya parapet arụkwa ọzọ ụmụ ogbenye na-ata afọ onwebe ebe ụka rụbara ihe onwebe ebe ụka rụbara ihe rụba ụlọ ụka rụọ ọrụ si ogbenye soro tụọ ego arụcha ụlọ ụka ahụ ogbenye agụọ ya akwụkwọ gwa m ụlọ ụka ahụ the most expensive church enwe and the most expensive school enwere bụ ndị ụka nwunye mana ndị ga-atụ ego ya bụ ụmụ ogbenye rụsị ya ndị ahụ unu na-eme ebiri ekpere Wednesday ka ha rabụ ndị ọkọtụ ka ha rabụ maka ndị ọkọtụ bụ ndị nwere n'ego n'anya unu ka ha rabụ ndị ọkọtụ Holy Ghost ụmụ ogbenye na-enyekwara gị aka jakwa nakwa ndị big man ga-enyere ha aka faya ọfaya anụbịa anụcha mgbe ejozi iji wee ụmụ akwụkwọ n'ụlọ akwụkwọ ejekwa kpọrọkwa ndị ụmụ ọkọtụ ahụ dịka isi chie ya ajekwa kpọrọkwa ha ga-agụkwa ya maka price ị ga-eti ya ndị ga-emeta ọgwụgwụ ya bụkwa ndị ọkọtụ ahụ ị na-akpọkwa ọkọtụ kịta biko ọdụ ọkara gị wee nwee ego bụrụ onye ọkọtụ ihe na-ada faya ndị ọhelu faya ka ụnụ dagidere mgbe ọnụ nwụrụ ọkụ ala nwụrụ ọkụ elu nwụrụ ọkụ ala nwụrụ ọkụ faya oreru ka ọchanja bidoro ịgba ọkụ ụnụ ncha gbafucha onwe ezi ọnya fụrụ ọ faya unu tibere gbara ọchanja ọkụ kemgbe ahụ ụnụ agbaala ọsọ na faya onye ọbụla n'ọrụ onwe ya ya bụ ụta ndị iwe na-enwe m nke ụnụ ebidogokwa iwe m iwe n'ikpeazụ gbanị ndị mmadụ eziokwu hapụ ihe ụnụ na-agba gbanị ndị mmadụ na ọgụ na-ada gbanị ndị mmadụ nsogbu anyị nwee iru okịta anụma ndị bụ ndị esmen n'ime ọhịa ebe ị ga-agbaba ma alụba ọgụ ka ha jiri birigodi ebiridi ya den ebiri n'ime ọhịa kọnka ime ọhịa niile nne ga-agba n'ọsọ n'ugbo nna ga-agba n'ọsọ n'ugbo gbogote n'elu ala anyị na-ekwu okwu ha niile nọcha na jọnshọn niile esi abanye na be unu sil onwebụ ihe ịfụrụ onwebụ ihe ị chọrọ imepe anya ha niile nọcha na jọnshọn be unu ịnọkọta na azụ beghị na kpamkpamkpamkpamkpamkpa n'ụdịrọ na polisi akwụkwọ n'azụ ụlọ gị den ọgụ ada kịta ka ebe ị ga-ezo kịta arụsị niile dị n'obodo unu buru eburu so na unu buru ya n'aha Jizọs unu eburu ya n'aha Jizọs wee resọziere anyị n'aha onye kwani Jizọs unu na-akpafu unu na-egwu ewayo unu kwuo nke unu egwu.
This message is with humor. It is loaded. You might be listening to the message and you're laughing, but the message is very serious. There is war going on in Biafra, and that is message. There is war going on in Biafra, and wherever you are, if you are a man, you are a pastor, you are a reverend, you are a deacon, you are a native doctor, you command a crowd. Any crowd you are commanding in Biafran territory, tell them there is war going on in Biafran land. That is the message. Wherever you find yourself among any group, tell them there is war going on in Biafran land. This is not the time to play around. This is not the time to continue to dance from right and center. This is the time to save life. Just like the video of our promise that I played, he said, it is the time to save life. Our Prime Minister said it. This is not the time to make millionaires. It is not the time to make millionaires. And I want us to listen to that message of our Prime Minister again. Let's hear it.
Most of you who claim you own businesses everywhere in Nigeria, most of you who claim you own businesses everywhere in Nigeria, for that reason, you want everybody to die. Nobody is above death. Death is going to visit everybody. Just have to pray that you live and make impact in this life. The impact that matters now, as far as Nigeria is concerned, is not the impact to make people millionaires. It is impact to make people to be alive. It is impact to make people to feel secure. It is impact to make people feel they are free. That is the biggest impact you can make. Millions are going to come. People will become millionaires when they are alive. Of what use is it? You make somebody millionaire today and tomorrow he died by gunshot from Fulani. Of what use will it be to the society? You pick up somebody and send him abroad and he come back to Nigeria and police will kill him. It is happening every day. Why do you want to continue to be part of a country like that? Why?
You heard the Prime Minister. That message is sound, and this is the right time. The impact you have to make today is the impact to save life. The impact that you are supposed to make today is impact on how to keep the home safe. This is not the time to make millionaires and billionaires. Those of you who are still occupied with chasing money, business and business and business and business. And Mazen Nandekan also mentioned and say the problem we have is because we are too business-minded that we cannot be able to focus on what matters. Mazen Nandekan said this. The problem of a Biafran, more especially the Igbo Biafrans.
Before, Southern Sudan fought a war for 30 years, 30. Our own was only 3 years, only our Laboso. 3 years only, everybody ran away. Only 3 years. We don't want to build men that at the slightest sight of difficulty, they run away. We want to weed out all the chaffs. We need those that can sustain, those who are relentless in the pursuit of our freedom until our freedom comes. No retreat and no surrender. How do you get them?
Buying and selling has put us into wait and take business in anything we want to do. Whatever that will take us time, we don't want it again.
Nobody wants the problem with people. You know your people, at the slightest sign of difficulty, because they are used to buying and selling, they will run away.
Somebody is telling me here.
At the slightest sign of difficulties, because your mind and heart is occupied with buying and selling, you run away. You run away. Buying and selling will not allow you to see the danger that is today in Biafra land. Even when we are shouting there is war going on, you are occupied with going to your trade and open your shop and sell. You are not sure if that place you're going to come back alive. You are not sure if you're going to see tomorrow. We are telling you that there is a war happening. People don't pay attention. The impact you have to make now is the impact to save life. This is not the time to think of being a millionaire. Think of how to be alive. And that is why the government of Biafra went ahead to sign it and pass it to law that Biafrans must defend themselves. That was why the Biafran government went ahead to pass the law of self-defense. The law of self-defense that some people, out of ignorance, continue to compete and talk about. Even when that is the most necessary thing that we need now. There is war going on. We have shown you evidence in war, in action. You have seen some by yourself on social media networks. There are some very serious ones that I cannot share with you here. The only videos I can share with you on social media are those mild ones that are permitted. There is war going on in Biafran territory. Jets are flying over Biafra land, throwing bombs. Innocent children are dying. Women are made widow. Men are made widowers. Children are made orphan in Biafra land today. The same thing you had, the same story you had in 1967 is repeating itself again in 21st century. In 2025, it is happening, and nobody is paying attention. Their conventional media is not reporting about it. They are not talking about it, and they will not talk about it. International media is not paying attention, and they will never pay attention. But this is what is happening in Biafra land. No media network reports what is happening in Biafra land. The same thing that happened in 1967. In 1967, why the Nigerian government and their cohorts were busy taking the life of the innocent children in Biafra land, starving children to death in Biafra land. Why that was going on, Nigeria, Lagos State, and other places were going about their business as usual. They were just doing anything they want. They didn't even, some of them didn't know that. It doesn't seem as if anything is happening. Why they were bombarding Biafra land in 1967. Why people were starved to death? They were busy in Nigeria enjoying themselves, going to parties and celebrating. The same is happening today. Why lives are destroyed in Biafra land? Everybody is going about their business. The same thing in 1967. The whole world we are watching, and they paid attention. More than 5 million people lost their life in Biafra land in genocide. And the world kept silent. Up to this moment as we speak, nobody has been held accountable. Nobody. Nobody has been held accountable. And they move on as if nothing happened. Instead of holding people accountable, the people who played a major role in that very genocide today, they are being celebrated in this planet Earth. They are being celebrated by international communities. They are being given one position or the other and celebrated and called heroes. People that actively participated in genocide that took the life of millions of children in Biafra land. Nobody has been held responsible up to this moment as we speak. Some of them are still alive. And instead of holding them accountable, they are celebrated and they are given important posts in United Nations and all that. Now you now understand that injustice against Biafrans does not amount to injustice on this planet Earth. The whole world have conspired against Biafra. The conspiracy that started from 1967 up to this moment as we speak, that conspiracy is still on. The conspiracy is still on. The whole world conspired against us. All the world powers were involved, supplying weapons and ammunition to fight against the little David. Little David with nothing, no weapon. They came against us. And Chukwu came and helped us. We fought for 3 good years. And we survived. From that time to date, they have not stopped. They have continued to sponsor that evil. The British have continued to sponsor genocide in Biafra land, directly and indirectly. Today, France have involved again, as they did in 1967. France is now involved in taking the lives of innocents and committing genocide. During the time of Biden, he dragged US into it. But I believe this time, in the era of Donald Trump, let us believe that Donald Trump will not be part of that. Because Donald Trump is saying America for Americans. Everybody should mind his own country. Atrocity was committed against Biafrans. Crime against humanity was committed against Biafrans. But nobody cares about that. Injustice, human rights abuse against a Biafran does not amount to human rights. That is what the world is telling me. That is what the world wants us to believe. And that is why today you see our Supreme Mazen Nnamdi Kanu against international law. Nigeria is sitting on disobedience of every single international law. Went to Kenya, kidnapped a citizen of British with British passport. They didn't stop at kidnapping him. They tortured him for good 8 days. After the torture, they went ahead to break another international law by extraordinarily renditioning him to Nigeria. They didn't stop that. They dragged him to their court. The United Nations Arbitrary Court, or whatever they call it, told them to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And they gave them 6 months. The 6 months elapsed. It's been years now. No action was taken. Not even a sanction. Not even reprimanding. They never spoke about it again. If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was to be from a Western country or from the Western world, do you think they will be silent? Do you think they will not act? Do you think they will fold their hand and watch him die before they rescue him? They will not. But you are seeing injustice against a man. Even when they drag him through their court, he has passed through their court process from the lower to the highest court. And he was not found guilty. Yet they refused to release him. Recently, he rescued the judge, a criminal judge who they are holding captive to convict him, who has not seen anything a way to convict him yet. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu rescued him. She rescued herself, and they are forcing her in the case. Unfortunately, they got the disgrace that they wanted. They got the disgrace they wanted. They were forcing him on Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to convict Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in exchange for the freedom of her corrupt husband and son. And that is how Nigeria functions. Every official in Nigeria is corrupt. The only qualification that will make you to be a strong politician in Nigeria or to have a very reasonable post in Nigeria is for you to be corrupt. If you're not corrupt, there will be no place for you in the government of Nigeria. If you are not corrupt, you will not have a place in the government of Nigeria. One of the qualifications you must have is corruption. How corrupt you are will determine whether you will have a post or not. And when they see that you are corrupt, they will now drag you so that they can use your corruption against you to force you to continue to do evil. That is what they are doing to Binta Nyako today. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu busted their bubbles in their own court to their face. All they know is to answer big name. Senior advocate, my foot. Somebody who claimed to be senior advocate does not even know the law anymore. It was Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who is not a lawyer, that was educating them in their own law. Reading it out to them verbatim. And yet, you can't shame the shameless. The worst thing to do is to engage the shameless. Because those who are shameless, how are you going to shame them? How are you going to treat them? They don't care. And in that court are the place where you see the group of idiots that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu described. When Mazen Nnamdi Kanu talked about idiots, in one of the programs I played, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu described idiots, the meaning of idiots. These are the kind of people you find in Nigeria. There are so many of them. I play that video whenever I want to start my program. And some of you don't understand why I play it. Every video I play has a reason why I play it. You saw the group of idiots in Nigeria on Monday. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu explained the idiot. It is not a curse word. We call it the curse word. It's not. And I want to play that video again. Let us listen to how Mazen Nnamdi Kanu describe this group of idiots, and you will realize that they are the people we saw in court last Monday.
Unless you understand your role in society, you can never ever make any meaningful contribution. According to the Greeks, there are 3 types of people on this earth: the idiots, the tribesmen and the citizens. People don't know the meaning of the word idiot. They think it's an insult. It's not an insult. When the Greeks used the word idiots, they did not use it as a curse word. Idiots are people who just do not care. That is the original meaning of the word. If they write exams, they will cheat. If they are in government, they will steal. An idiot does not care at all. If he eats banana, he throws the peel anywhere instead of putting it in a trash can. According to the Greeks, some societies have more idiots than tribesmen and citizens. As I used to say before, Nigeria is full of idiots. Idiots.
You have heard it. You have heard Martin Nandekan describe the idiots. These are the set of people we have in Nigeria, and you saw them in court last Monday. You saw them in court. They were the set of people you saw in court. Shameless people. They are shameless. They are shameless. Give them a post. They use it for their own selfish interest. These are the bunch of clowns we saw. There is war going on in Biafran territory, and everybody should wake up. We need to fight this war to the end. Prepare yourself for what is coming. There is no going back. This is not the time for buying and selling. This is not the time to make millionaires. It is time to save life. You're welcome, my beloved brother Greg. Thank you for joining. Go ahead and speak to us, my brother Greg, if you're there.
Yes, good morning, Bruce.
You're welcome, my brother.
Yes, thank you this morning for coming out again. Yesterday I was unable, before I could finish, I was finishing trying to join. As I picked out my hand to join, I started hearing the jingle of closing. So I said, well, yeah, we cannot always be when there is another thing to do. But thank you for the work you're doing and the many, many people who are doing the same. Yes, my brother, now we will continue. This is a battle on a battle without energy until there is peace. The only peace is the pronunciation of Biafra freedom to the whole world. That is the only word that will bring peace. So we'll continue fighting until the whole world pronounce Biafra. And Biafra is restored. That is the only thing that brings peace. You know, many people don't understand that we are already in the war. That is foolishness of our people. Their mind is when the bomb will start coming like a Palestinian and the Ukraine, then they will know that is war. Even this very war we are fighting is more dangerous than that war, because that one, the world know now that the world is, they are sending people, many kind of missionaries to save people's life, preparing people's refugee camps, sending them aids for medicine and the food items. So is the only thing there is their properties are being more destroyed. But because the people who are around those buildings, most of them have run away. They have all run away, and then now what is left there is the properties that bomb are destroying. But in our own case, in the case of the Biafrans, their properties have been destroyed. Their lives have been destroyed. And no news is carrying it. And no government is interested to come in to ask what is going on. Because one is what happened in 1967, 68, 69 is what is still happening in Biafra land. Because during that Biafran and Nigerian Biafran war, the people that are supposed to bring it to the notice of the world, like person like Zeke, refused. Instead, he sabotaged Ikemba Ojukwu. he sabotaged him. So, and that makes the whole thing worse, because the people were looking up to the Zik to say, yes, it is my people that have been killed. And we need, the world need attention. He need to bring the world attention, and what else, and a lot of things that will make Biafra freedom and they make Biafra not to be killed the way they were killed. Instead, he turned against Ojukwu because he wanted power.
Yes.
So the same thing is happening today. In this very case is the governors of the East, because that time it was only one governor who even supported the Biafra. But in this case now, we are having more than about how many Igbo, let's say Biafran states, which should be around up to 10 or more. So all these Biafran states, not a single one stand out to say, no, what is happening to my people, I cannot take it. Instead, all of them are in support of the killings of their people. They are the ones they are arranging how the Fulanis will come to kill them. The one they did not kill in terrorist army uniform, then they will kill the rest one as a Fulani herdsmen, which the world don't know what is going on. So those people who are supposed to bring it to the world, the last one they did was to go and bring the wife of Ikemba Ojukwu, Bianca, to say, give us your prize so that you come and take foreign affairs minister, and close everything that is happening in Igbo land. And she stand up because she wants to be seen to the public. She stand up and carry the affair. So the first thing you have to do is to make sure that you silence Simon Ekpa. We have gotten Nnamdi Kanu. So the next thing you have to do is to make sure that Simon Ekpa is being silenced. She took it upon her, and that is what she wants to achieve to the last point.
Yeah.
So that to show you the kind of battle we are fighting. So it's only the common man that is fighting. There is one video from the men on the ground, the Biafra army, I watched this morning in another Ramas program. So the guy was making this program, he was lamenting on what is happening in the East, that they are not kidnappers, they are not terrorists, they're only fighting for their freedom and fighting for the rights of the Igbos and the Biafrans. And the world is not listening. Instead, the Eastern governors are the ones standing against them. In the names of Soludo, Hope Uzodimma, the one in Enugu State, Mba, and many of them. So these are the ones who invite the people who are helping the Fulanis to kill our people. So the guy was lamenting. And he was wearing army's uniform and making his speech so that the world will know what is going on, that what is in Biafra land is war. There is nothing like this thing that the world have to stand up and know that they are killing our people. So, and when you look at it, there is another video I saw yesterday where the police in uniform stopped a vehicle and seized one guy's telephone, his hand in. The guy was shouting, "Give me my phone, give me my phone." They started beating about 3 or 4 of them, hitting this guy, beating him, slapping him, hitting him, gone. In Enugu. So these are the kind of things, the intimidations and the harassment the Biafrans are going through. Probably they want to harass the guy, either to steal a telephone from him, or to tell him any amount of money that he will give to them before they can release his phone, for just not doing nothing. In the same Enugu that they shot a musician that went and sang for the police. In the same Enugu that the government is still watching that kind of thing, and they are still all silent. Police are still threatening young people, forcing them to steal their telephone from them. So this is what is going on in Biafra land, and nobody is talking. All these things are what Bianca Ojukwu, after seeing all these things that is happening, she went and take foreign affairs to come and stand against his people, to tell the Western world, to tell America, to went to Finland and tell them nothing is happening. What Simon Ekpa is doing is lie. Nobody is killing our people. He is the one killing people. That is the message Bianca Ojukwu is bringing to the Europe. So then you ask yourself as a Biafran, why are all those things like that? It is because our people are fools and they don't understand that we're already in the war. So that is what's going on. That reminds me your program this morning about the sit at home. So when people who want do things that the Prime Minister we are doing, but they didn't want to have the kind of discipline that the Prime Minister had. They didn't want to have the kind of house that the Prime Minister had. They didn't want to have the kind of humility that the Prime Minister had. They didn't want to have the kind of harmony that the Prime Minister had with the Biafran people. So they want to impose themselves into Biafrans, thinking that when they put it at home, it will make Biafrans to think that they are doing something to safeguard their people. That is not true. We knew definitely and absolutely that our people are being killed. But all these things that the way they are bringing all this their propaganda about the sit at home, without first do the needful, making sure they humble themselves, making sure that they bring themselves to the government of the time, making sure that they do what they support, what the government asks them to do. The government asks them to be humble to the government and submit to the government of Biafra, and bring the accountability in finance, accountability in the way they handle things, accountability in their characters, and accountability to the Biafra people with their honest, kind, and non-honest way of doing things. But all these things, they don't care about doing the right thing. Instead, what they care about is to impose their power. They want to impose their position, which is no Biafrans recognized at this point in time. They're no more. They don't even have the right to declare that that they are declaring. It is only the Biafra government that have right to weigh the situation, work with the military, arrange with the military, and know when they will put the shit at home, that it will not hurt our people, and it will yield the result to achieve the purpose of that sit at home. But they only want to grab power by all means, by imposing sit at home to the Biafrans, only just to claim authority and control over the Biafrans. No, that is not what we are after in this point in time. So if before anything, discipline has to be applied in every single thing that we are doing. Without discipline, there is nowhere we're moving. We cannot move ahead. So they must submit themselves to the authority of the Biafra. The Biafra people ask them to surrender to the authority of the Biafra government. And that is what they must do, which the chief of defense force has come and declared himself that he did not make any kind of sit at home. Because this is an ordinary sit at home. So they don't know how government works. Before any sit at home will apply, the government, the prime minister, the deputy prime minister, and the defense secretary, and the Igwe Butuzo, that is the chief of defense force, they will have a meeting and arrange how they will put sit at home. You can't just get up and put sit at home. It doesn't work like that. Then the people that are in charge, the secretary of the defense and the chief of armed forces, which is General Butuzo. He is the general overall chief of every commanders in 40 states. He's only one chief of our staff, just like the zoo having Musa under every commander in the zoo government in Nigeria. And the zoo the Musa is working with the Minister of Defense of the zoo Nigeria. That is how government work. So the Igbo Butuzo will work with the defense minister and with the government, and they will know what is on the ground and know how to push it at home. Imagine somebody will just sit up and one time and he say, 10 to 14, he sit at home. This. No, that was not how our PM was working. So they should quench those they are evil and those they sit at home that are trying to they are trying to impose on people, and let the government who is in charge know what is suit for the masses. So that is how things normally works. So I'm just thanking you for all your concern and all your good job. And yeah, I think I will pause for a while now so that you to hear a little bit before I can continue. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you for that contribution you just made. I appreciate your contribution. As we are saying, as for the Biafrans, everyone know that we have no business with their so-called sit at home. There's nothing like sit at home in Biafra land today and tomorrow. There's nothing of such. If there's anything of such is going to happen, you can only get the information from the government of Biafra, and that is where we all tap our information from. That is why I've always urged Biafrans to try as much as possible to follow the platform. Follow the government platform so that you can be able to have all updates on what is going on. We are not running a secret government. Everything you are seeing today is what is happening. Whatever happens, you are going to hear it and you're going to see those things you're supposed to hear. You are going to hear it. So we have to know that as we speak, that the insecurity in our land is so much that there is no way you can be able to manage it. The only way to manage it is for all of us to be very careful and activate our own self-defense at all times. That was why the government went ahead to make that activation. So wherever you are watching this program from, you must prepare yourself for the difficult days ahead. The government of our United States of Biafra, under the leadership of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, is making preparations and getting ready to take actions where necessary. You've heard it when I read the information she wrote on her platform, that the government of Biafra will take revenge for every single Biafra that lost his life in Biafran territory. This time around is not the time to talk too much. You as a Biafran, just do your own part, sit back and watch what is going to happen. The defense of Biafra land must be done, but it must be done through your support and the support of the rest of Biafrans. Now that we have the Liberation Army on board and preparing for engagement, they need your support. The Liberation Army is getting ready for engagement and they need your support. They need everything required so that they won't have any distraction while they are working for us. They are not going to work with empty hands. They will need all the support and all the materials to do an effective job. And it is you and I that will produce those materials. We have not had any organization sponsoring the Nation of Biafra yet, or any government of the world sponsoring it. It is the Biafran people that are sponsoring it. So whatever you know you can do, no matter how little, this coming Saturday, don't fail. And if possible, don't wait until Saturday. This is a payment that has been done online, and it is there 24/7. Once you have your own blessing that Chukwuka bless you, all you need to do to make your payment online, hold your receipt. If you want to announce it on the day of fundraising, you can come and announce it. There are thousands of Biafrans also that are making silent donation. They don't want their name to be heard. They don't want any publicity. It is still okay. Just go to the new dimension and you go there and you make your donation through the new dimension. Whatever donation you make through the new dimension is going to get to the right source. The Liberation Army are starting off their work and they are going to kick off very soon. There is no need to distract ourselves or begin to pay attention to people who has nothing to offer. We must always focus on the right direction. And Chukwu Okike Abiama will give us the grace and strength to overcome all the challenges when they come. I thank everyone that have been with us on this platform today. I'm not going to be too long today. I've been here for 2 hours plus now, and we're going to be rounding it up. Hopefully, maybe later in the evening, I'm going to come back again. So wherever you are and you are watching us, I urge you to please and please be strong. Don't get distracted. Don't get confused. Don't pay attention to deceivers and distractors. We are focused, and our destination is Biafra. The government of Biafra is doing everything they can. And when the time is right, you are going to see everything with your own eyes. Don't be too much in a haste. We have a newborn government just about 2 months old, or close to 2 months old. So we have to give a chance for things to be done right. So many templates on the ground, so many things have been done already. We can see a lot of things coming out. So the government is not idle. And we are not doing anything in secret. It is all open. Whatever needs to be said will be said. And whatever needs to be heard will be heard. My beloved brother, Greg, please give us your...
Biafra.